saddlebags. Because they're out of the way. It's also about aesthetic for me, but the bag itself actually looks pretty good. I'm not entirely into the brand name. Yeah. It has so much capacity. I have stuff in there I don't really need, mostly because if you don't take up all the space, the stuff will of course be bouncing around. But all you have to do, if you want to take up the space without adding too much weight or tools or anything like that, you can just stuff in like some, like a small hand towel or something that you would use to, wipe off sweat or whatever, clean yourself up a bit. Wild, man. Everything's just so flushed out because it's so bright out here in the desert. Wild man stuff. Bicycle bag. This is the part that faces back. It's the bracket. I bought that specifically because I did want like a hard bracket that mounted onto the bottom of the saddle, so that you can get the position right and it's like it looks more rigid on the bike. I didn't really want like a really soft looking bag. This is, the sides are hard and then the bottom and the top are kind of like padded. This feels like nylon. Most likely it's polyester, not nylon. In terms of cost, that would make sense, but it does kind of feel like nylon. Could just be like a low grade of nylon. I was just putting it on the wrong way. What did I pay for this? Like $15 to $17 after shipping and tax. I forgot AliExpress actually does charge tax now. This is a washable bag, and it's also highly water resistant. And we're back, baby. Holds up just fine in the rain. It's been working well. It'll work even better when I can get that clip situated correctly. It's like almost have enough space. About to order that leather saddle tonight, but it's gonna take like 3 weeks to get here. Even the zippers, as you can see, have a cover when it's zipped. Very nice, actually. The zippers feel quality, even though it is like a small tooth type zip. But I mean, with small items like this, you are gonna have small zippers. Makes sense. It's just smaller zippers are inherently less rugged and less durable than thicker and bigger zippers. And these they feel metal, so that's good. They're not plastic zippers. The pull tabs are of course plastic. They look nice. So yeah, I just kind of jerry-rigged it on there. But this should be facing down anyway. I was trying to face it up that way. But either way, it was going to be a hassle because, as you can see in there, it is not even long enough. It would be technically long enough if I had my saddle position back a bit more, which is actually what I want to do, I believe, right? Yeah. Once I get my slightly shorter stem, I'll be setting my saddle back very slightly. I'm not sure if it'll even really help very much, but we'll see. I mean, this works as it is. I tightened it pretty tight. As you can see, my rear reflector, I had to just face down. I might just take it off, but I might not always have this on here, so all I would have to do is loosen that turn it back up and then tighten it down. Technically useless right now, but you know, I have this, which I jerry-rigged on there with a couple of zip ties, and it's on there so it's not wobbling. When the bag might wobble slightly, but at least it's not gonna be bouncing around. You know, after I moved the seat back a bit, because my reach was a bit too long, and you can check out that video, but I changed out the stem. So for the time being, when I had the longer stem, I had to use I had to set the seat a little bit more forward just so I wasn't, you know, feeling awkward. But technically, having it set back more puts me in a better position over the cranks and such. What I've noticed is having it set back, and now there's a little bit more room for this attachment. This strap here doesn't seem like it's taking quite as much of the weight anymore. You gotta keep an eye on that. That's kind of pulling apart there, just basically because of the weight. I do have it packed full. I might have to reinforce that myself. In fact, I'm sure I will at some point have to. So it does depend on your positioning, of course. How I mentioned, this would probably need fixing or replacing at some point, or strengthening rather. But it actually might not. It actually might not need that at all. And I think it sits a little bit better as well. It looks the way that it looks now with the seat slightly back more. But we're gonna have to figure that out here pretty soon in the coming week, because I have a new seat post, setback seat post, a new saddle, and yeah, so those two things, new seat post and new saddle coming, and that'll change the whole dynamic of everything. Yeah. There's a reason I prefer saddlebags over any other type of bag on the bicycle. If I need to head into a store or something like that, I'll attach it onto my backpack or put it inside of my backpack. With other type of frame bags, I feel like you can't really get that versatility, especially if there's no quick release attachment, if you have to maybe thread or sew the bag onto your top tube rather than use Velcro strap or quick release buttons as this saddlebag has. It doesn't change the look of your bike too drastically. I feel like if you add something like a frame bag into the center, that's a huge change. It looks like a bike packing bike or a touring bike at that point, which is fine. I think those look actually pretty cool, and I will be getting a center frame bag at some point. As for the other couple bags, such as handlebar bags or top tube bags for quick access, those are super handy if you need to access things while you're riding your bike, but they do look pretty goofy, I'm not gonna lie. They don't look that great. They kind of slow you down a little bit. Now, I'm not the most aerodynamic person, but if I have the choice between taking something that's aerodynamic and serves the same purpose as something that isn't aerodynamic, I'd probably choose the aerodynamic one if it looked good, right? I will take aerodynamics where I can get it.